Breakfast Club, bitches.
You're a donkey.
Donkey of the day for Tuesday, May 29th goes to 51-year-old Dean Bodge. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Now, Dean Bodge is from Florida, ladies and gentlemen. And what does your Uncle Sharla always tell you about Florida? Huh? The craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida, and Dean Bodge is no exception, okay? Dean is 51 years old, and he was in the courthouse for a domestic violence hearing. Now, if you know anything about Florida, it's hot as hell right now. Literally. Okay, the temperature today in Clearwater will reach a high of 81 degrees, but it's 92% humidity. Disgusting weather. Now, whenever it's this hot, we always hear stories about pets being left in cars and dying, little kids being left in cars and dying, the elderly being left in cars and dying. It never fails. You will definitely hear a few of those stories this summer. Now, if you're in court for whipping a woman's ass, for domestic violence, you have to present yourself as a peaceful human being. You can't be in the courtroom giving the judge any savage vibes, because I'm sure the woman you put your hands on and her attorneys are making you out to be a dangerous human being, which you are, and you coming off as savage can get you jail time. It can cost you money. And if kids are involved, you could definitely lose custody of them. So you go to court for domestic violence, you wear a suit. Okay, you don't go in there smelling like weed. You have to carry yourself like a model citizen. Well, Dean is from Florida, ladies and gentlemen. He don't even know what model citizen means. Okay, and whatever you call savage anywhere else doesn't begin to explain the level of savagery that exists in Florida. Let's go to WFLA TV NBC for the report, please.
He started his day in civil court, and now he's due in criminal court. As Clearwater police tell me, Dean Bodge left his daughter in his car by herself. Police tell us 51-year-old Dean Bodge, here for a domestic violence hearing, left his 4-year-old daughter in his Mercedes, windows up, sunroof open, in a handicapped space. 2 hours after being left to fend for herself, police tell me someone noticed the girl's cries for help. We stopped by Bodge's home in the Far Horizons mobile home park. The little girl's scooter sat near the carport. She's now with her mom. Dean Bodge bailed out of jail. Police tell me he is not being cooperative.
Dean is in court for domestic violence. Meanwhile, outside the courthouse in his car, he's got his 4-year-old daughter cooking to death. Okay, not only cooking to death, but he was parked in a handicapped spot. The funniest thing about this whole situation is at the end of that news report when they said Dean is not cooperating. Now, I'm not the highest grade of weed in the dispensary, but what made you think a 51-year-old man who was in court for domestic violence, who pulls up to the courthouse with his 4-year-old daughter in the car, leaves her in the car, and parks in a handicapped space would cooperate with anybody? Here's the thing about Dean. It's only a matter of time before he fatally hurts someone close to him. Okay, he's in court for domestic violence. He left his 4-year-old daughter in a hot-ass car for 2 hours. This man doesn't care about anyone but himself, and he's clearly a sociopath. Okay, he should not be around his kids without supervision, and there's no woman in the world who should give a man who's in court for domestic violence and who neglects his kids like this any poo-poo. He should be banned from all relationships for the rest of his life, but unfortunately, he lives in Florida. Okay? And in Florida, he will find someone to match his crazy, because crazy recognizes crazy in Florida. And what's crazy to us is just another day in Florida to everybody else. Okay? Please give Dean Bodge the biggest hee-haw.
Terrible.
It's not terrible, it's Florida. Charlamagne the God here, and today's Donkey of the Day is brought to you by the law office of Michael S. Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey and call my friend Michael if you've been hurt in a construction accident. 212-962-1020. That's 212-962-1020. Don't be a donkey.